video, I'm going to share with you guys how I organize all my files as a graphic design business owner. Hello everyone, my name is Megan. If you are new to my channel, thank you so much for being here. I post every Monday and Wednesday, and I love to take you guys behind the scenes of my graphic design journey, what it's like to run a business as a graphic designer, all the things I learned, and I just love hanging out with you all. So thank you for being here. I'm super excited for today's video. I've gotten a few requests to show how I manage my files on my computer as a graphic designer. So I'm going to be showing you guys a little bit of behind the scenes, a little more tutorial based. I know I've been doing a lot of vlogs lately, which I love taking you guys with me on my day-to-day life, but this is going to be a little more in-depth, showing you how I organize my client files, my personal design files, and basically how I set that up on my computer. I've had this for this entire year and it's been so helpful when it comes to like previous clients reaching out if they need some of their files that maybe they don't have saved. I can go easily find it for them, and also it just helps me when I am anywhere in the world. If I'm traveling at a coffee shop or anywhere, I know how to access all the files I need from anywhere that I am. So it's super helpful. I really hope that you guys find this video helpful and that you learn something from it. But with that said, let's hop on over to my screen recording. And to walk you through my file management on my laptop. So this is actually how I manage my files on my desktop and my laptop, and it makes it really easy to access my files from both computers. So I'm going to open up my Finder area and I'm going to click on my iCloud Drive because this is really what we're going to be focusing on. I do use iCloud Drive for pretty much storing most of my client projects, my YouTube. Everything that I work on is stored in my iCloud Drive. This is what makes it really easy to access from my desktop and my laptop and anywhere else that I might be in the world. So it's really nice. I do prefer using Apple products for my business. I just feel like I learned on Apple products and I love the simplicity of it. So this will kind of be, it can work on any computer the way I organize my files, but iCloud Drive is specific to Apple. But if you did want to use a drive, I would recommend using Google Drive. I used to use Dropbox and I liked it, but you really get stuck on it. Like if you don't, and honestly, Dropbox is kind of pricey. I feel like Google Drive's pricing is better, and I do actually pay for a little more storage on my iCloud Drive. So I have 2 terabytes of storage, which is a lot of storage. So I haven't even reached halfway through, and I have quite a bit of videos and things in here. So I'm trying to remove the desktop and document tab because that's actually not something I need in here. The main thing we're going to be looking at is operations and admin. These are the 2 really important folders, and I'll kind of explain what's within each one. I did learn a lot of this from Togue Studio. If you guys follow them, they have a really awesome community where they post tutorials, and I got really great tips from her. So I wanted to give her a little shout out because I learned a lot over there as well. But operations and admin are the 2 main folders that are really important, and you can remove documents in desktop if you go into your system preferences and if you go to iCloud, and this will actually show you how much storage I still have left over. I have 1.5 terabytes left, so that's a lot. But you can change the settings in your iCloud Drive to remove desktop and documents. I don't know why it hasn't removed yet. I'm gonna have to look into that. But usually these aren't there, documents and desktop. It's typically just operations and admin. So let's start with admin. This is my internal folders, everything I need for my personal business, and the things that like clients and nothing, like they won't be, none of my client things will be in my admin folder. This is more of like my templates for my business, my contracts, all of my courses, some finance things. Like I put some tax write-off receipts in here. And then in my personal branding folder, I have my own personal colors, logos, my media kit. I need to find a home for this one.
my portfolio that I made a while back, rebrand for this year, photos, testimonials, and my website files. So that is my personal folder with my own branding. I also have a folder with all the templates I sell on my website. So I have a folder for that. So this is kind of all of my internal information that I need to have. And it's really nice having it separated from my clients because I don't have to worry about, dragging things into a client folder or accidentally mistaking the folders. This is everything I need to know for internal back-end things as well. And I will say it's important to have your files organized because if you do grow and have people join your team and things, like it's nice to have a system so you can like easily onboard people and like teach them everything that they might need to know. So I definitely recommend setting some system up like this. So that's my admin folder. My operations folder is more of those things that are client-facing tasks, or like my YouTube and social media. These are the things that operate my business and what bring my income in and what, like, how my business stays alive and runs. This is like the operation side of it. The admin side of it is like the things I need to stay organized and things I need for the back end to make my business run well. So my operations, I have my personal blog folder in here, which it could possibly move that to admin, but since this is like an ongoing thing that I add to, I like to just have it in my operations. My client folder, I'm not going to open these because some of them have like client information and I just don't want to risk their confidentiality and stuff, but this is where all my clients live. I have an email list folder, which is like any graphics or anything I add to my emails. Freebies, these are things that I send in my email list. I have a photography folder, which is photography for clients. I have my shop folder, which is stuff that I sell on my website, and then social media, YouTube. So these two I go into quite often, and I will just show you as an example what my YouTube folder looks like. So this could definitely be a little more organized, but I have it dated. I have everything organized by month. So I have a March folder, an August folder, February, July. And then I started creating some folders for thumbnails and my intro and outro, which I can drag that there. I have cover photos, which I actually recently, to make things smoother in my business, I started making all of my thumbnails and stuff on Canva because it's just cloud-based and it's like I don't have to store the thumbnails on my computer. This is actually cover photo for like my YouTube channel. But I have like thumbnails in here. I used to do them on Photoshop, which I still sometimes enjoy, but I feel like for consistency reasons for the design, Canva has been so nice because I can just pretty much add everything there and I don't have to worry about storing it on my computer. It's easy for me to just find the month and go in there that way. And it's the same thing for my social media folder. So in my social media, I have posts that I have gone up or that I have designed. I have covers for stories. It's not organized in there. I have TikToks and Reels that maybe I have already posted, but a lot of times my TikToks can be turned into Reels, so I like to kind of have them stored in their specific folder. And for posts, I have that dated by month, similar to my YouTube folder. So it makes it so easy because I know I've mentioned this before, but you can always repurpose your content. So if you feel like you're really busy this month or next month and you just need content, just go back into your, let's say, February folder and pull content from February and just repost it. There's nothing wrong with that. And you can always like make a new voiceover for it or do something like that. But repurposing content is like huge for time saving. So I like to have my posts in here. And then pending posts are things that maybe I filmed and are screen recorded that can go into one of those months but just hasn't been posted yet. So that's my social media folder. And yeah, so that's pretty much how I like to separate operation and admin. And when it comes to storing anything locally, I typically do not store anything local. You'll see I have some folders on my desktop right now that I eventually will drag into my iCloud Drive, but I typically try not to have anything not on a cloud system because I want to make sure if anything happens to my computer that I have backups of everything. Also, something I need to install on my new computer is the brand called Backblaze. I will show you guys what it looks like. Called Backblaze, and it's really nice because you can sign up for an account here. I do pay for it, but it's nice because it actually backs up my computer every night for me and stores it on their cloud system. So it doesn't store it locally, doesn't take any storage, but it just ensures me that my computer is getting backed up every single night. And then I can access those backups and reinstall it somewhere if I need to, or download the backup or things like that. So I really like having Backblaze. And it's nice too because it backs up your hard drives too. It doesn't back up just local items, backs up iCloud Drive, any hard drives you have plugged in. So it's really nice, and I like to use this as well. And then when it comes to sending my clients their files, I always use Google Drive for this, and I can show you. Actually, I won't show you guys because I have some ongoing work in there, but my Google Drive is where I store all my clients' files, where they can go download everything. And I lately have been telling them that they need to download and keep it safe because every year I will start fresh, remove all those items, and not remove them. I'm not going to like completely delete them. I actually drag them into an external hard drive I have, and I just put that hard drive away and start up a new one for the next year. My hard drives are 2 terabytes, so they are really heavy. Like I can store a lot of things in it, so I usually can fit like 2 years of work in one hard drive, and that includes my YouTube, both my admin and operations area. I typically will try and push those to my external drive so I can start fresh every year, not have to worry about constantly adding more storage and paying for it on iCloud. So that's how I've been doing it lately, and it's been working really well. I've been loving it, and I love how I can access this from all my computers. It makes it really nice. If you're wondering what these little cloud things are, that's actually what's been helping me not have my computer bogged down, because when it has this little icon, that just means that this is pulling from the cloud and it's not local. So if you ever see that in here, that just means that you need to click it, and then it'll load up your iCloud Drive here to load it locally so you can access it all quickly. But I actually don't really like to have it local all the time because, like I said, that can kind of bog your computer down. So iCloud's pretty smart because it'll have it local for you for a little bit, but then it'll push it back to not storing anything on your computer, if that makes sense. But yeah, that's how I do it. I will say when it comes to managing your files, it's just so important. I have to remind myself this all the time to clear out my downloads, clear out my trash, just like make sure I'm doing cleanups of everything. And also, one thing I did not mention, and I have to preface this, I'm not an expert in file management, but I have learned through trial and error. I know what kind of works best for me. So I wanted to show you guys. I'm gonna open this. Okay. I wanted to show you guys a way to name your files. That way you can access things from your client. So I lately have been doing this where I go version 1, version 2, version 3, version 4. Just like this. Let me make this bigger for you. And I'm going to remove this other one. Delete. So the reason I say this, because it's really easy when you're working with clients to forget what round of revisions you're on. This helps me keep track of like, okay, we've reached our limit. Like now you're going to have to pay me to make version 5, version 6, etc. So I've been saving my clients like branding files like this, even their homepage design file like this, because I always want to make sure that I'm keeping track of like what round we're on. So typically when I am saving, the file name will be like this, client name. And then I usually will do like branding. You can just do brand and then version 1. And then if it's website, I'll usually do it like this. That way I can search by the client name. I can search name and website, or I can search name and branding, and it always pulls it up. So I wanted to share that with you guys too, because I used to be lost on like, how am I supposed to be file naming everything? And this has definitely made it much easier for me to search things. I always like to just include the V1, V2 at the end of it. That way I keep track of it. So that's how I've been doing it. Also, when it comes to like my personal file naming, I usually will just do, so this is kind of a little random side note, but YouTube videos, file names actually help you with your SEO. So it's important to have like the YouTube video title as the file name. So it'll be something like that. And sometimes I'll do like August 23 or 0823, just so I know what month I'm in, and so I can kind of reference when this video was posted. So yeah, that's just a little random tip about file management, and like naming your files. So I really hope that that was helpful to kind of see behind the scenes of how I organize everything. Definitely like to have iCloud Drive. It's been super helpful, but let me know if you guys have any other questions on that, and I hope that was helpful.
If you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate it so much if you gave it a thumbs up and subscribe down below if you want to see more videos like this. But I really enjoyed showing you guys behind the scenes. I know that for myself, organization, project management, things like that are not my skill set really. That's probably one of my weaknesses in my business. So having this system that I have been able to stay consistent with has been a game changer for me. It's been so helpful, and I also want to make more videos to show you guys how I manage my projects using Dubsado, which is a super helpful CRM system. It's a little bit complicated. That is why I'm making a course on it, which will be launching this year. I'm super excited. So definitely stay tuned for that, because I will show you everything. I honestly am an open book when it comes to running the business, knowing things to kind of look out for, because when I first started, I really looked for things like that. So I hope that content like this is helpful to you. But like I said, if it is, I would appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up and subscribe down below. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really appreciate you, and I will see you in my next one.